What's up, everybody? This is Johnny Basement, and we are back here in the basement to go over what? Zach Wilson, of course. Zach Wilson. Let's take a real look at the statement right here in your screen that he says right here. Let's honestly take a look at that. Before we even get into the Zach Wilson crap, let's take a look at the channel itself. I'm Johnny Basement. Please hit the subscribe button, the bell notice, the like button. Keep the basement rolling. We're headed toward 5,000 subs. We're going to keep moving beyond and beyond. Anyway, back to Zach Wilson. Why in the world would Zach Wilson make a statement saying, I'm going to make that dude's life hell in practice every day? He's speaking on the Jets bringing in possibly a veteran quarterback. Will it be Derek Carr? I don't know. Will it be Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson? You're hearing all these names. Jimmy G. Hearing all these names. Well, Zach, why are they talking about all these names? Why would you have to worry about giving another quarterback life hell in practice? Why would you have to worry about that? Because you're not doing anything at quarterback. That's why the Jets mistakenly took you number 2 overall. Your name popped up out of nowhere. And the Jets locked into you so early. Big shout out to Joe Douglas for all the other great picks you made. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Sauce Gardner, for instance. You whiffed on Wilson the year before. Now, do I think Wilson's a bust? Could Mike LaFleur possibly be part of that, the play calling? Sure. We could throw somebody under the bus. Let's throw Mike LaFleur under the bus. But that's not the reason. The whole reason, anyway, that Zach is freaking benched, man. He throws teammates under the bus. He is not a leader. He's a frat brat baby. That's what he is, a frat brat baby, and that's exactly what he looks like, entitled his entire life. Never used to being benched, never used to being sat down. Throws teammates under the bus. Remember the game against the Patriots? He threw for 77 yards, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, couldn't hit the water falling out of a boat. And you're talking about giving a dude's life hell? The GM, now Joe Douglas, is going to keep Zach Wilson around. Apparently, that's the word right now. They're going to keep him around. Is this a pride thing? Is this worried that maybe he's going to go somewhere else and become good somewhere else? And for the people that probably, just side note here, for the people that keep bringing up Geno Smith and the Jets, that's really dumb because he's been off the team 6 or 7 years now. 6 or 7 years Geno's been off the team. He went to the Chargers, the Giants, and then was a backup on Seattle for a few years. So it's not like he just left the Jets and became great over there. That's just a side note. It was like the worst reach for a story ever. It's not like the Patriots let Tom Brady go and he won the Super Bowl the next year. It was nothing like that. That was like the worst take. Anyway, the Jets are going to keep Zach Wilson around apparently. Probably going to lose Mike White in free agency. So, that game against the Patriots, he threw for 77 yards. 77 yards! Now, Denzel Mims and Garrett Wilson complained about how the offense is normally better than this. The offense. They didn't throw Zach under the bus, and what did Zach do? He said, I'm tired of their mistakes too. Tired of their mistakes too. Taking a direct shot at Garrett Wilson and Denzel Mims. Now, Garrett Wilson got over 1,000 yards receiving as a rookie with 3 different quarterbacks. If you want to get funny with it, we could throw Chris Streebler in there. That was 4 quarterbacks he played with because he came in that Jaguar game, if you remember. What is Zach talking about? What is he talking about? You're giving that dude's life hell because you couldn't get it done. You couldn't get it done. Now look at him. Now he's all scrambling around. Number 2 overall. Brock Purdy has done more in 4 or 5 weeks at the end of the season than he's ever done in his career. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Zach? This is a joke. Absolute joke. The Jets defense is Super Bowl caliber, Super Bowl ready. This offense here is a disaster. Think about it. Think about it. The running backs can't even catch a break because the other defenses aren't worried that Zach's going to punish them, so they crowd the line. Once Breece Hall went out, that was it. That was it. The Jets tucked Zach Wilson nicely behind a good line at the time because Vera Tucker was still in there too. And they ran Breece Hall, who had 5.8 yards per carry average through 7 weeks. So they could tuck Zach Wilson behind Breece Hall and the offense and just, dink and dunk passes here and there when we need them. But once Breece Hall was gone, people, they stacked the line because you know you're going to try to hand the ball off a lot with how horrible this guy plays. How horrendously he plays. So the running backs couldn't get any other breathing room. We could say Michael Carter was a letdown this season if we want. We could. You know he had 61 more carries? He had 61 less yards with more carries, 34 more carries than Breece Hall had. And Michael Carter played a full 16-game season and ended up with 61 yards less. Is that because of the line and Zach Wilson? No fear behind that? This guy here has got to be kidding me. Got to be kidding me. Think about it. Think about it. A must-win game against Seattle. We play Mike White with broken ribs. The guy has fractured ribs, right? Fractured ribs, a must-win game against Seattle. He's in street clothes, Zach Wilson. Street clothes. We rather take a chance with Mike White with fractured ribs playing against Seattle for a must-win game than a fully healthy Zach Wilson. What does that tell you? A, his confidence isn't there. B, he has lost his teammates. His teammates do not like him, apparently. You can tell how much they celebrated around Mike White against the Bears when he won and how much they were pulling for Mike White. Right in his face. Right in his face. You couldn't set a better stage. Zach on the sideline, raining against the Bears, hood over, just standing there. Couldn't set a better stage. And then in the game that meant nothing, against Miami at the end of the year, what happened? Joe Flacco started. Joe Flacco started in a meaningless game. And Zach's wondering why they're moving forward. Woody Johnson just came out and said that he would absolutely pay for a veteran quarterback that can get it done. That's obviously the missing piece. That's what Woody Johnson, the owner, said. Obviously the missing piece. It's a veteran quarterback to get this job done. The team's there. Wait till Breece Hall comes back. Wait till the line comes back. Mekhi Becton, Elijah Vera Tucker coming back. You just need a quarterback in there that can get the job done. You don't need a superstar quarterback. You don't have to. Any quarterback that comes to the Jets now, it's not even all on the quarterback. They don't have to come here to be the savior. They just have to come here and be a great quarterback that can manage a game. Man, you got Breece Hall back there. You got no worries. But this kid here is a frat brat baby. Entitled. And a big reason why he was benched was he was losing his teammates, losing a locker room. And big shout out to Robert Saleh. How much that lost the locker room shows in those last couple of games. Must-win games, you're playing an injured quarterback, Mike White. Why? Because the team believes in him. Guy's a warrior. Talent-wise, Zach is way more talented than Mike White. He is. Brings more to the table on paper. Teammates don't believe in him. They believed in Mike White enough to where Robert Saleh started a fractured rib quarterback. I mean, Matt Milano sawed him in half, man. He folded him like a lawn chair. Mike White has the respect of all the Jet fans, the media, and his teammates. Zach doesn't have that. Joe Flacco has the respect of his teammates. It's just as a veteran, older quarterback. They'd rather play him in a game that meant nothing than play a fully healthy Zach. Tells a lot, does it? Tells a lot. So Zach, with this little statement here, I'm going to make that dude's life hell in practice. Whoa, I'm scared. I mean, who cares? Dude, here's a little wake-up notice, dude. If they bring in a veteran quarterback, he's going to be the starter. They're not going to have a competition. Whether it's Derek Carr, Jimmy G, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Yes, Tom Brady's name has come up. Can you believe that? And Lamar Jackson. That's my dream. I hope we get Lamar Jackson somehow or another. Derek Carr, no problem. Jimmy G, I like. He just gets injured too much. Jimmy G just gets injured too much. Otherwise, I like Jimmy G. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, these are older guys. I don't really see that happening. We'll see what happens on that. A lot of rumors, a lot of stuff's going to be happening on. But this guy here to make this statement here is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. People say, well, he's going to be a fighter. Really? What fight has he shown us to this point? Seriously, what fight has he shown us to this point? And well, Zach, for you to get all upset about it, you got to look in the mirror and say, why are the Jets bringing in a veteran quarterback to begin with? Why is Woody Johnson walking around saying that's the missing piece and absolutely would pay for a new quarterback? Look in the mirror, kid. Look in the mirror, kid, because your NFL career could be very short if you're going to be like that. That's why Sam Darnold is going to stay around for 10 to 14 years, just like Colt McCoy. These guys are prepared. The teammates believe in them. They're not consistent QB1s. That's obvious. But when you bring the right attitude and the right leadership qualities and your team believes in you, that's why guys like Sam Darnold's going to stay around. He's going to stay around a long time as a journeyman backup, just like Colt McCoy. That's why. And that's why guys like Zach, if they don't change their attitude, end up like Johnny Manziel, Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf, all out of the league. Super, super talented guys, all gone. That's why. Big differences. Big differences. So shout out to Robert Saleh for at least saving the locker room there and benching him immediately. A lot of coaches wouldn't have done that. So we're done with this. I'm over this. I'm over the Zach Wilson project. Forget it. You just got to throw it under the rug. And Joe Douglas, a great GM, has done many great moves. This was a bad one. And he's lucky because in a 6-game losing streak to end the season, a lot of GMs aren't kept around for that, especially when they got the franchise quarterback guy wrong. He got a stay of execution. He sure did. So did Robert Saleh. And I agree that both of them should still be there. I'm Johnny Basement. Please subscribe, bell notice, like button, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'll see you on the next video. I'm Johnny Basement, and